Warriors throughout time were those who understood their purpose and trained relentlessly to master themselves. Warriors were fearless in living, knowing their gifts and developing them throughout their life. I've been inspired by these fearless legends, but for me, the battle, the fight, and the war is all internal. My journey has gotten very much off path. Bringing me back will require an all-out assault on my weaknesses. It requires I not react, but act. Taking action to defeat my fears and inner noise. Taking action to treat myself better, to reach the highest vision of myself. I've made the decision to master my spiritual, physical, and financial health. I've made the decision to become new, to become a no-excuse warrior. Boom, there it is. The intro, No Excuse Warrior. We're back on. What's up, everybody? Pappy Sorellis here, back in Colorado Springs, doing it up, doing it live, doing it well with you guys. Woo, man. Hey, before we get started, just want to let you guys know, I did get a call from Chuck. He was going to be here in studio, and we were going to interview him, but he has this stuff about the heart, man. This is real stuff, you know. This is you know, he really needs to get this new heart. His I guess his fever. Let me see how he put it so I don't say it wrong. Cause he's like he couldn't get his heart rate down. It's led to a big migraine, and he didn't want to miss the podcast. But if his heart rate doesn't go down, then he has to go to the ER, and that's where he's at right now and stuff. So he is getting it down though. He showed it right here at 119, and then he did get it down here to 100. So right out of the gate, we're praying for Chuck and with you. You know, Chuck, we are so with you. Lord, please look over my dear friend and please give him comfort and peace right now. Let him relax, and please keep your greatness around him safe. And as we look at having Chuck rebound from his pain and suffering right now that he's going through in this confusing time that he's going through, Lord, we pray, amen. And it's got to be a tough time for Chuck. It's got to be a really tough time. This is a guy that was a semi-pro soccer player and active guy, always been an active guy. So this has got to be really tough. And we'd rather you be safe. We'd rather you be safe, Chuck, than dealing with anything else. We're kicking things off right now without that interview, but we are going to go get him back on, and we're still going to touch upon his stuff that we're going through for dealing with the fundraiser that we have this Saturday to help him raise money to get that heart. It'll be his third heart. He had his original heart, and then he got the transplant heart, and this will be his third heart. This will be the second transplant. So that's not too normal to need a second heart. So I hope that anybody watching this and before Saturday's show is able to help. We got an awesome opportunity with Slinger Smokehouse Saloon, great barbecue. So all the proceeds, all the food and beverages are raised. 10% of that goes to Chuck. And there's already been businesses that have stepped up to the plate, either to pay a $500 minimum to help Chuck or match whatever the total is. So if we eat like $6,000 of food and stuff, then Slingers put out $600. Rockstar Marble and Granite, who I'm wearing the hat for, Rockstar Marble and Granite will match whatever Slingers is paying, as well as SoCo Customs, owned by Josh Landis, and then Rockstar Marble and Granite, owned by Thomas Dowling and Danielle Dowling. They have helped us with so many things. So really great community stuff. 719 Co back in it, doing our thing. If you haven't yet, if you're on YouTube or if you haven't been on YouTube, man, hit that subscribe button. You know, they say smash it, hit it, bang it, push it, lick it, you know, whatever you got to do. Get that subscribe button going on there, man. And we'll make that happen. We are I think we're about 500 or less than 500 subscribers away for being monetized. We're going to be doing an episode here very shortly where I go around town and trying to get the rest of the subscribers. I'm going to go to the mall, just do it old school 80s style the way we used to do things, you know, like Farm Aid and Jump Rope for Heart and Walk for Mankind and all that good stuff. You know, I don't know if you guys remember any of that. I'm showing my age. Let's see. How are we looking in the chat room right now? Yeah, let's go to the chat room, see if anybody's saying hi, and if they're not, nobody's saying hi. That's always awkward when we do that. When we go over there and nobody's saying hi. Do we have any viewers yet? Do we have any viewers? Is that all right? Good. We actually got viewers. That's awesome. Well, if you get a chance, say hi anytime you type in the chat room. That helps our algorithm. That helps push everything out to other people. If you also have an opportunity, go ahead and hit a watch party if you're on Facebook. Share it, give it out to somebody. Let them know that you're online. We're going to talk about a lot of great stuff. We're going to go through my gastric sleeve stuff. We're going to go through my surgery stuff. We're going to go through my vision that I had while I was on an amazing trip, and then why I want to leave Colorado Springs. Maybe not completely, but yeah, I want to leave. But we'll get into that. Part of me will always stay here, especially because of the 719 Co. Which is one of the things that we're talking about right now. Matter of fact, let's show them what we got. We got a new toy. And there it is on the cut. The cut which I don't fit into anymore. It looks like a very pleathery burlap sack on me. It's that was once my leather cut. I'm probably gonna get a gray one. That's gonna look nice. But what am I talking about? Notice the center of the cut is the 719 Co patch. You can cut to me. You can cut to me now, Wes. You can cut to me for a second. 719 Co patch right here. This was done by our good friends at N.E.W. Jen, you guys did a killer job. If you think embroidery is any better anywhere else than this type of stitching, you need to have your head examined. I mean, this is, look at that. That's the backside. That still looks good. That looks like other people's. That's still better than other people's, and that's the backside. This is the front side. Look at this stitching. I mean, look at this. This is embroidery stitching from N.E.W. They are not paying me to say that. They have partnered with us in many ways. They helped us get our initial shirts. As a reminder, and I'll be saying it again, all 719 Co merchandise 100% goes to the 719 Co fund to give out to others, people in need. Those that have been following our story for a while, you know that we've been putting out a lot of need for people. Last year, over $125,000. So any of the merchandise you find on our website is there. So thank you. A lot of people wondering, also, with all the toxic, what's happened with the 719 Co? What's happened with this? What's happened with that? And we still have a beautiful website, and we still worked on that. And we have put together a resource for you, and you can see it right here. We have this, go ahead, whatever the next thing is. Here it is right here. There it is. This is 719co.com. We have put together a beautiful website, a reference for you to peek inside. And if you go in through here, you got a history kit, who the famous people were that lived here. There's, all kinds of things. The merchandise, there's the merchandise. And you can peek inside. We've got, the best Bloody Mary, burgers, sushi, coffee house, fine dining places, and we keep adding and adding and adding to the list. So if you're not using the 719co.com, that's 719co.com, and right now we're on the fence about the Facebook. Here is our Facebook right here. We always put posts up about other businesses, things coming through, some fun things like that. Artists, farmers markets. Fargo's is reopening. That's awesome. That's Tony Exum Jr. He's kicking butt. We also have the events that we put, not only what's happening in Colorado Springs, but at Red Rocks and things of that nature. So all that's there at 719co.com. It's all there at the Facebook. We're deciding if we're going to keep the Facebook or if we're just going to, have the 719co.com as a reference. You can let us know. You can let us know right now in the chat room. You can let us know right now in the comments. If you want to keep the 719co Facebook going, does that help you? Have you been to the 719co.com? But if you haven't, get out there. And again, all the merchandise that we have, the hoodies, the hats, the shirts, everything, 100% of that does not go to us. It goes to the 719co fund, and we're using that to help the community. So that way, if people have needs, we can just dip into that and send it out to the people that need it. That's part of our philanthropy arm, and that's part of that spiritual part of the 719 Co. Or I'm sorry, of No Excuse Warrior. You know, and we get into a lot of that. All right, where are we at right now? How are we looking in the chat room there? I just want to know in case I need to say hi. Okay, so what are we looking at a viewership right now? Oh my God, 20. That's good. All right, I'll take it. Hey, 20 have tuned in. If you tuned in live, that's great. Please, by all means, say hi. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I tell you what, let's make it awkward. Go to the chat room real quick before we go to Gastric Sleep. And again, hit that subscribe button for YouTube. And if you watch this on YouTube, it's good. There you are right there. You would pop up right there if you were to say hi and not just leave me alone on an island, because it's more awkward this way. But oh my goodness, hold on. They all popped in. Wait a minute, man. Kelly, David Ullman says hi. Hey, Sasha says hi, and she's on YouTube. Isn't that awesome, man? And then we got Kelly saying, I missed the beginning. Who is Chuck? Chuck Estrada. He's a dear friend of mine. We're going to be talking about it on the show, but he is one of the guys that, do you have the picture of him with the heart thing? In the pictures real quick? We can show that to Kelly. Dear friend of mine needs a second heart transplant. So I'm doing a fundraiser this Saturday at Slinger Smokehouse and Saloon. I'm going to be playing from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the piano. You come out, get barbecue, get drinks, get food. Brandon Combs is in the house. Holy moly. Brandon Combs is here. That's awesome, man. That's a name I... Huh?
You want me to show it now?
Yeah. This is Chuck right here, but show the real one, dude. Show the gritty one. Yeah, you're doing nice stuff. Do it Pappy style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is Chuck here at Cedar Sinai. This is when he got his first heart transplant. This is his second heart that he was given that now is
it's in slideshow mode, so it's going to go through.
Failing him. But here he is. He was recovering here. This is Chuck Estrada here. We don't know who that is. This is he was getting the surgeries. That's our guy right there, and that's the real stuff, man. And here's a guy smiling through that. What do you smile through during the day? Because he was smiling through having his chest ripped open. Okay, I put this picture. I hope it hits people, man. And if you're watching right now, I hope you're sharing this. This is why we're going to be doing the fundraiser this Saturday. It couldn't be a better reason to use the 719 code that we built last year. Actually built since 2018. Who the hell is calling you, dude?
Swanky.
Okay, turn it off. Turn it off. Yeah.
It's doing it through the computer.
Good Lord, man. Are you kidding me right now? Of all the times we never hear from them except they call during the damn show. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Get off the phone, Schwanky. At any rate, come back to me, man. And, okay, I can't deal with that damn noise. You got to be shitting me. But you can look down there. There's the Heart for Chuck fundraiser. It's going to be this Saturday from 4 to 9. Is that thing shut off now? Okay, and then maybe type in "quit calling." We're doing the show. Yeah. Damn Swanky.
I did say busy, but
okay. So right there is the show. We're gonna do it Saturday at Slingers Smokehouse Saloon, 4 to 9. I'll be playing piano during that time, and only during that time, the 5 hours that I'm playing. They're gonna add up all the food and all the drink, and Slingers will give 10% of anything ordered to Chuck. And on top of that, Rockstar, who I wear their hat proudly. Rockstar Marvel and Grand will be on there. Chicken Coop has got on that. Chicken Coop's always in on that. There, so Rockstar's always in on that. Soko Customs is going to be there. Josh Landis and actually Brandon Combs. He works with them now. He's like the right hand man for Josh over there. So congratulations, Brandon, on that. I don't know if I ever told him that. Anyway, we're moving on with the show right now. All right, people want to know about the gastric sleeve. Well, what happened? How did we get there? Let's go. Gastric sleeve, a no excuse warrior focus. What happened? How did we get to that point? You know, catching everybody up. It's almost tomorrow will be 30 days. Or no, it'll be more than 30 days, but it'll be somehow the anniversary. I had the sleeve on June 8th. And tomorrow is July 8th. So let me see. Let's see here. June 8th is 1, 2, 3. So it has been 4 weeks. It'll be 4 weeks and 2 days. I thought I was like 5 weeks into this. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Oh boy, I'm really off my schedule then. All right, we'll get in.
You thought you were only a few days.
It's been, let's see, wait a minute. Yeah, so I start, you know why it feels longer? Because I started training for June 1st. I started June 1st. That's what happened. So it's been 5 weeks since I started. That's like 3 weeks of liquid diet. We'll get into that. But it's actually, let's see, June 8th. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been 4 weeks in it. So tomorrow will be 4 weeks and 2 days since the surgery. It feels longer. Boy, that's interesting for the chart. Okay. But at any rate, to catch some of the people up, what I call this is toes to table. This is the toes to the table story of why I actually was against gastric sleeve, gastric anything, and we're gonna go through those options that I had. I was completely against that stuff. I was like, I'll do it myself. You know, I want to do it legit. You know, this and that. Well, I mean, this is still legit, but at the time, that's kind of what I was thinking. So it gives you an example of what goes through your head, what goes through your mind as you're facing tough decisions. Let's cut to the first thing. Here's the bottom line. This is the diabetic foot ulcer, if you will. I did not get the ulcer, but I have had bruising. I did get bruising on the foot, a little bruising on the foot. And as you look through there, you're seeing all the veins that come through the feet. Well, mine started tingling. My toes started tingling up. They started getting cold a lot. I went to go see the doctor, and then the doctor's like, "Hey, dude, we got some serious stuff going on. You are facing amputation." And wow, no, no. I don't want to do no toesies. No. What I got to do, you know? And so, you know, and let's get to the next one there, Wes. And one of the things you got to look at is, you know, when you start this story is like, it actually started with COVID. When I got COVID, and a lot of you remember that I got COVID. Bad. Real bad. And what it did is it led to my type 2 diabetes. That it was, you know, before I got in the motorcycle accident, which I got, this story is just devolving, right? I got hit by a truck. I go, come back to me real quick. So real quick, what happened was I got hit by a truck, and then I ended up in the hospital for that. Then they said, well, you're pre-diabetic. So I was going on like, yeah, I'm not diabetic. I don't want to listen to that. I survived a truck hitting me, and then so then it's like, then the COVID came, and boy, for those of you that were watching, and I was one of the first ones. It hit hard. I mean, it hit the lungs. You know, I didn't lose the taste or anything or that smell. Sorry, but I definitely got hammered. I was in the hospital for at least 5 days, and then that's when it came out and I was diabetic. Now, when you look at the diabetic stuff, this is what leads from my toes to the table story. And go ahead and hit it. Yeah, the diabetes is extremely dangerous. It's a real deal thing. And I did not take it serious. So if you're watching this podcast and you're hearing you're pre-diabetic, consider yourself diabetic, sucker. I mean, just consider yourself there and whoo. And you look at this, I mean, 4.2 million people are having this where in their retinal area where it's leading to vision loss. You got high risk of stroke. You have heart disease that's connected to this, kidney failure. And as you look down to the bottom there, 60% of all non-traumatic lower limb amputations are responsible with this diabetes. And that's what I was facing. And so as you look on to the next thing, what we have that we're looking at is in that diabetic foot, it is hands down one of the most common and severe complications of diabetes, and costly because you're going to lose the damn thing. You start with your toes and you go on. Now, check this out. Every 30 seconds, oh, go back. I'm still reading, sucker. Every 30 seconds, a lower limb or a part of the lower limb is lost to amputation. And amputation in people with diabetes is 10 to 20 times more common than in people without diabetes. Now, they got big words for it, diabetic neuropathy. And it's basically, you know, the killing of those nerves. And that's kind of what I was facing. Come back to me, Wes. And then that's what I was facing, is that the tingling in my foot, the tingling, you know, and then the numbness. I started feeling numbness on the top of my foot. I'm sharing all this with you in this podcast because that's what this is for, to share with you what led to everything else I'm having to go through with all this stuff. And it's not just I made a decision to go do surgery for weight loss. This was serious, man. And so when that came up, I mean, I started, what's the next slide we got? I forgot. Show me the next slide. This is what I did not want. Yeah. Now, besides the fact that this person needs a serious manicure, this is what I did not want. I don't know who this is, so, apologies to whoever this is. Sorry if I, whatever. But I did not want to walk around with a boiled nub like that, I did not want to be losing toes and stuff. I did not want to be losing like little limbs and things like that. I mean, you think about that. That's go back to that. That's really what that is. I mean, this is serious, folks. This is serious. This is the kind of stuff I was looking at. I'm still looking at this. I'm not done. I'm still feeling some pain every now and then. And it's getting better. It's getting way better since the surgery. But so toes to the table. That's why I call it that. And in the toes of the table, here's what my options were. First option I looked at, and you may remember this, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. The great documentary. It's about a guy that turned his life around. I think he's Australian, but turned his life around juicing. And I actually did this when this first came out. I actually did this very challenge for 30 days. I think it was back in 2017, I think it was. And I lost some weight. I mean, this is part of what started me. When I started at 408, this is what kicked me off of getting, below 400. And I got, I think it was like 375 or 380. I went 30 days straight drinking nothing but juice. But I'm sitting there like, this is not attainable for a long lifestyle change. There's no way I can commit to that much juice. Screw that. So I started looking at some of the options, and facing what I'm looking at. And the next option showed up, and it was the gastric band. Now, here's an example of the gastric band. You see the esophagus and the diaphragm down there. That's your singing diaphragm. That's the thing you use for this. That's the diaphragm. I don't know how loud that is for people. But they put a lasso around your stomach. They put a lasso around your stomach. They tie a lasso in there and they yank that thing shut. No. I'm not doing that. You sent that one text to that one guy about not coming upstairs during the show, right? Okay, cool. You ought to let the people that run below us know they can't come up here during the show. But at any rate, here we go. And this is why we do this in the morning. Shush, doggies. No more. I'm using my diaphragm to tell you to shush. It's okay. You guys forgive me, right? Okay. So the lap band, that starts getting adjustable, like moving. Eli, he's lived here for almost 10 months. You know him. Hi, everybody. So the lap, Eli's awesome. He's just a protector. So the lap band goes in there and it gets loose. And then when it gets loose, then then food gets stuck. Hell no. Go back to that picture. Look at that. I mean, you're going in, not doing that. Thanks, Wes. And then you go right there, and the food gets stuck in there sometimes. Can you imagine that? Oh, good, not me. So the next thing was the gastric bypass. This is actually one of the most famous ones, although it's losing its ground to what I chose next. But here, they actually jack the small intestines up and move the stomach around. And they're bypassing the blood flow, and they're moving the intestines and reattaching the stuff. And hell no, I am not having things reattached. That's not a thing to me. And people have had it done, and there's been people very successful with it, and a lot of people. But they noticed that they were having problems with that one. I studied it, and and then I found out Missy had the next one that we're going to look at called the gastric sleeve. Now, the gastric sleeve really spoke to me. What it does is that's the light blue part that you see, maybe like a turquoise, a little pale blue, I don't know. They remove 85% of the stomach, reducing most of the stuff. So it's, it goes between the size of when it's not activated, like me putting food in it. It goes from the size of a dry erase marker to a small banana, like one of those cheap-ass bananas from Del Monte. Not that nice Chiquita shit. But it restricts food intake. The new banana shake stomach, and I need less food to fill. The big one, it decreases your hunger and appetite. And boy, can I speak to that. It removes the stomach that produces most of the hunger hormone, the ghrelin. That's GHRELIN. And so that right there is now not within me anymore. And it really does help. I've already been through like some mental stuff with that, which I'm going to get into. But I chose the lap band, or I chose the gastric sleeve. That's what's called. And Missy had it before me. She had it like 4 or 5 years before me. So if you've seen Missy, it shows you the effects of it. I think she told me she went down from like, she was at 225 pounds and she went down to like 100 and, I think she went down to 130. She went from, 225 down to 130. Then she ended up getting her cancer. And then that, of course, during that part took her down even more. And so her perfect weight right now is about 120, 125. But having been 225, that's a heck of a leap. You look at her now, and 5 years later, I think it's 5 years. If not 5, it's 4, but I think it's 5. Or it's between 4 and 5. It's like 4, 5. Something in there in the middle. But in that, she still looks great. And I mean, I saw that, and I'm like, that's what I want. I've seen a lot of gastric sleeve lap band. I've seen celebrities and regular people, and they're like, and I'm all, don't get me wrong. I know some like Jenny, I don't want to say their name because they don't want people to know. Like, thanks, jerk. I almost said the name of it. And I do this because I'm looking around the camera at Wes. So if you're wondering, I'm not like developing like Ray Charles-itis or something, like this and that. But oh, by the way, there's some quotes there. Check it out right there. It's good stuff. But at any rate, that seemed the best for me. And so I'm getting you caught up now in where we're at. So June 8th became the date. We went there. The surgery is $11,800. You're giving most of it to the hospital. I think the doctor I had, which I'll show you a little later. The doctor, as a matter of fact, do we have that? Is he the next one? Yeah, show him up. I'll talk while his wonderful face is up there. When they say world class, they say compassionate, and they say close to home. They're not kidding. This guy is not just one of the best in Colorado. He is considered one of the best in the United States. He is Dr. Thomas Brown. He does the bariatric surgery. He did the sleeve for me. I'm not actually sure if he does other types. I know for a fact that he has a thing called the Da Vinci robot, and his stuff is accurate. And so if you get a chance, or if you want to research him more, this is your guy, Dr. Thomas Brown at Parker Adventist Hospital. He is the one that helped me out big time with what we were doing. So when we got there and met with him, really nice guy, and then he's like, hey, let's have you, not eat, not eat, do a liquid diet for 3 days before. They wanted to get the fatty liver down because they're coming into your stomach and they're putting gases inside you. That robot's coming in and it's lifting up your stomach. Because you got your abs, your abdomen, and then you have your stomach, and stuff like that. So you have that outer wall, and they're putting the gas, putting it up, and they go in there with the robot, and they go whoosh, and then cut off 85% of that stomach. So I had to get the fatty liver down, and that's why. And I'm giving you all this just so you understand and know why. That way, if you ask me about this on Facebook or something in the future, I'm going to refer you to this video because I'm giving you good info right here. How's the chat room looking right now? Do we need to say anything to anybody?
Same. No.
It's the same people? Okay, good stuff. I always like to check on that because some people like to say hi. If you want to say hi, feel free to hit the chat. We will cut to the chat room. Any questions you have during this, write your type your questions right now. Here, eventually, we're going to get an actual phone line so people can call in. But go ahead and go to the chat room and ask your questions. If you have them right now, how are we looking on the ticker?
We were usually sitting at.
Yeah, right there. All right, man. We got 35 people watching. That's cool. I'll take that all day. All right, let's go to the next thing real quick. So the next thing is before the surgery regimen. Got the thermoses ready. We're doing all liquid diet. Onion soup for me. I found onion soup was the best. Very simple to make. I like the taste of it because I was doing a lot of water and Gatorade Zeros and stuff like that. I was like, I need something different. Missy was giving me good flavor stuff. You put 2 cups in there. We're here at Missy's house doing that. You got 2 cups of this water. And you just put it in that there pan. And you're going to strain all those little chunks out because you can't have none of that. Can't have that. But you're just putting 2 chunks of water. And I tell you, the onion stuff, for me, it really did good for me. it gave me a whole different taste. And during the liquid stuff, I suggest it bigly. So we're getting into the prep, and all we're doing is waters and things like that, and broth. Lots of broth to get ready for things. Now, like I said, they normally do 3 days. I did 7. So in total, because you'll see later in the chart, it ended up being 3. I don't know what I'm doing here, but it ended up being 3 weeks of liquids that I was under. So it was something else. And that started, if I'm looking at the calendar right, yes, that started June 1st, and went all the way to I went to that first week, and then the 2 weeks after. So I went from June 1st to June 22nd, nothing but liquids. It was just broth, water. Do you remember, Wes? It was painful. The first week wasn't horrible. And you do get used to it. I will say that you do get used to it. But you're watching everybody eat their normal life. And this, I'll get into this later, this begins the mental change. These are the mental things, and you start getting. I told Wes, I told others, it's like the Christmas Carol. You're like the ghost of fatty past and the ghost of fatty present, and the ghost of fatty future or thin future. Like it's like the Christmas Carol. You're going to your past and you're seeing like how you used to be, and you were once in shape and great, and then you go to the present, you got big and whatever, and then your future, and like you just see all that stuff. It's crazy. So. Everybody's asked me the next one. Types of what were you doing with the liquids? Like, give us an example. So we did shoot this earlier, but I'm going to show you right now. Let's cut to that real quick. Let's let my old past tell me. So the biggest thing in your kitchen is going to be needing a lot of different liquids. This was part of Missy's plan. Now here's just a few of the options. Now this becomes your best friend. Premier Protein, way better than Ensure. This is #1 top notch if you're going to be pulling this off. And one of the biggest reasons is because 30 grams of protein. They only have the 1 gram of sugar. It's practically no sugar. They got these in different flavors, cafe latte, caramel, and chocolate. And one of the neat things about this, because you got to get your grams in. And when you started out with the grams, to make it taste good, one thing you can do in the morning, you can mix it with espresso, you can mix it with coffee. I got some Starbucks coffee here. They did this at the hospital right here is the Jello snacks, sugar-free Jello snacks. You just take a piece of that and put it in your mouth and let it dissolve, is what it is. The Ocean Spray Cran Apple, and this one's a big one. This is the Gatorade Zero Sugar. That's a huge one to complement kind of what you're doing here. When you're really trying to change the flavors up, the apple juice, this is the unsweetened tea with no sugar. You can add like stevia or sweet and low or whatever have you made. These are the Italian ice pops. Now these were great for me when I felt like I couldn't eat. That was really great. And of course you're gonna have lots of water. We got different water options, including this bad boy right here. And here's Wes. Go put it in there, Wes. So there we go. This is the one that really helps us when we're at the house. We get the bang for our buck here with this one. But yeah, we got like a water cooler here, and Wes went and filled that up, and then we usually have what are those, 5 gallons, bud? Yeah. So it's 2 5-gallon ones, and then you go take it to Walmart. What how does the money work on that, or?
When you exchange them, it's only $6.50 per 5-gallon jug.
So $13 for the both. Mm-hmm. Okay, so $13 for 10 gallons. Work out the math, I guess. It's good water though. I like it. All right, so another thing you can do, and this was big that Missy gave me. I went and got Sonic Ice, and then Wes went and got me Crystal Light. So we'll tell them what we got.
We got the sweet tea right there. We've already gotten you the grape before.
Grape.
You love that. That's really good. We got fruit punch, lemonade, and a strawberry orange banana.
I got a whole team here, and that's one of them, Missy and Wes, helping make it happen. What do you think? Am I doing good?
Oh, absolutely. You've surprised me.
Haha, love it. One of the biggest things to keep remembering is the hot. You got the cold, the medium. You can get luke temperature water. You can get the cold Crystal Light with like Sonic Ice or regular ice, crushed ice, whatever you want to do. And then there's a lot of hot soups, a lot of different hot soups. And the French onion and the onion really did a lot for me as far as taste. And then whatever you want to do, you want to make sure that you strain it. And you also about a week later, I found that I was able to do like tomato bisque. Still need you to strain it, or you got to blend it really, really good. And Missy did a really great job of that. So no matter what kind of soups you get, you got to strain it or blend it. So that's really important. And boom, there it is. That's really important, man. That's really important. And that who was that bigger guy in the picture? That was old me. That was but it's been getting good, man. It's been getting really good. I've been feeling it everywhere, man. It's just that liquid air that gets you going, and you lose a lot of weight there at the beginning, like, and you're like, you're already starting to lose some pounds. Went into like 361 and stuff. Well, we'll get to that, but it was the big thing you have to remember is you're always on top of this, or you're gonna be screwed. You have to be on top of this. On top of this. You have to be on top. Let's go to chat room quick. We got a new chat that came in. I just want to be able to address that. Jody Lepwich. There's a neighbor back. Somebody saying very neat. How did they know it was a Broncos shirt? Look at that. I got this. Dude, it was awesome, because the thing I got happy about it, I don't care about any football teams no more. But look at this right here, man. I look at this. This is like, that's how much woo. So I was wearing the 4X, and this used to be woo. But the thing is, with this thing, it was like, I saw it, and I'm like, people are gonna crap themselves when they see me in a Broncos jersey. I couldn't tell that he knew. I thought I was hidden like this the whole time. That David Allman, he watches really closely, he does. But yeah, I'm wearing the Broncos, man. Yeah. It's it's cool. It's Colorado and stuff. I used to be a big Dallas Cowboy fan. I absolutely don't give a hoot about them. Screw you, Jerry Jones, for ruining me in football. But that was that. But anyway, Jody, thank you very much. Sasha, thanks for tuning in. By the way, there it is, youtube.com/Pappy Strauss. Watching us there will help us big time. So if you're watching us on Facebook, if you could watch us on YouTube right now, even if you got off Facebook right now and went to YouTube, holy moly, those minutes help us out. You're helping the show that way. If you want to, if you just want to stay there. And then, by the way, there it is, rolling down the screen there. The Heart for Chuck fundraiser this Saturday, Slingers. I will be there 4 to 9, playing piano, raising money to get Chuck a new heart. And he couldn't make today's show. But thank you, Jody, for saying that. Sasha, thank you. Kelly, thank you very much. David, you're hilarious. All right, so let's get back to it. So that was kind of like the before the surgery regimen. We had the 7-day prep and liquid plan. They normally want 3 days. We did 7. Types of liquids: cold, hot, tasty. Vary it up. That, if there's one thing Missy did for me that was great, she always made it creative. It wasn't just mundane, and you need that if you're gonna stick with liquid, because it gets hard, watching everybody else eat foods and stuff like that. But you're committed to a goal. You're committed. No excuse warrior. You gotta fight there. No excuse. There it is, right there. No excuse. The no excuse warrior ring. Dun 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 dun. All right. So where are we at now? We got. My thoughts going in was. I was scared about a few things. I was, worried about the surgery, because I don't like. I don't think I'm different than most people, but I've always had weird nightmares about going under and not coming back out and stuff. So that was, for me, was one thing. But there's a lot of people braver than me with that. I don't know.
Tuning in.
What's that?
Jed's tuning in. I'm always going to point that out.
Oh, yes. Always let me know. Always let me know those types of things. Jed Avery, what's up, man? How you doing, dude? So those were my thoughts going in. And then one of the things, I think we have another clip here.
Yes.
Let's go. You want to be on top. You want to be on top of what you're doing. So when I was on the motorcycle, I had to make everything mobile. So let me show you what I did with the drinks and stuff. It starts here, actually. I do want to let people know this. This is, when people are saying this is easy, when people say this is no problem. Look, you look at that table. That is not easy. That is a lot of shit going on at one time. Okay? Including that nice dial charger that I like while I sleep with the phone on. It's nice to put the phone there and it charges the phone. Anyway, but that breathing machine, I had to relearn, I had to redo the breathing again. Very important, so I didn't get pneumonia after the surgery. I mean, that's there, knocking that out. All the different drugs that I'm having to take, and I'm going to walk through that, the metformin, the Lantus, the gabapentin, all that stuff. One thing I'll take note with, if you look at this picture, that Tylenol box, those Tylenol packets, another thing that the lovely Missy did was she found these powdered things. Now, when you get to doing the after the surgery, you can't handle a Tic Tac. Okay? It, like drinking a little ounce cup of water. I'll never look at those little ounce things the same way. I'll never look at communion the same way. I mean, Lord, this is a special part of your blessing. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It hurt to swallow something as small as a Tic Tac. It took, you're like, I'm actually going to eat, a piece of steak one day, or a piece, like, no way. So go back to that real quick, Wes. Go back to that table there. Those packets just dissolve in your mouth. So you take 2 or 3 of those, cut those, put them in your mouth. Excellent way when you are hurting inside, and maybe if your kid has problems taking. I know Missy's son Wyatt has issues taking pills of any kind, medicine of any kind. So that is a great way to just let that dissolve in the mouth, and it goes quick. It's tasty. It works out good. But this becomes part of your life. This is next to your bedside. Of course, the water. They wanted me at 40 ounces of water, 40 ounces of protein, going all the way up to 64 ounces of water, 64 ounces of protein. And then go to the next part. This is where the schedule comes in, and it's pretty simple. I mean, I was going to do a nice cartoon for you, but it's pretty easy to see here. Weeks 1 and 2, it's protein shake, followed by water, followed by protein shake, followed by water, followed by protein shake, followed by water, and so on and so forth. And that's how that goes, and that's how that is. It's just water and protein shake, water and protein shake. You're just like, anyway, but that is pretty much all you're doing. It's just drinking that. So let's go back to the sheet. That is all you're doing. Then you hit week 3. You're getting in the puree food that you can see there, the type of food that you can see there. Then you're going puree food with water, and that's the Gerber. That's you could take like meat and put it through the blender. A lot of pureed is just your blended food and stuff. I didn't have any Gerber or Pampers food or whatever that shit's called, but I did have there was the blended up chicken salad stuff that was really helpful. Now, here I am after 3 weeks bopping into this stage, and let me tell you, it was heaven. I'm in heaven. I thought, you're going to blend meat? Yeah, that's not even right. I mean, it's crazy, man. But it was so darn good. You get to weeks 4 and 5, and here's where we were making little laughs earlier because it's only been 4 weeks, and but it's weeks 4 and 5. We're going into the 5th week. We're past the 4th. I'm going into the 5th week. So this is where you can start doing the soft food. This is where you're doing, soft food with the water. You can still do some of your pureed foods, but this is where you can get into, some of the soft boiled eggs and things like that, and you can start chewing things better. So this is where that goes into, and so this is what you're following. This is what you're having to follow to get this going. And during all this, I was still drinking the protein liquids, because just because you can go into those sections doesn't mean you're ready to. Some people are not ready to at all. Some people force it. And then here's the bad thing. If you force it, you can pop open what they did. So, like, if you want to take the chance of your stomach popping open out in the middle of nowhere, I mean, go ahead. But wow. I even have a story of a person whose ex-wife that he gets along with went and got the surgery done and only lost 25 pounds in like over 2 months, because the minute she pretty much got done, she was eating all the old foods again. I can't imagine. I don't know how she was doing it. I mean, that's the way you want to spend $11,800. That's your choice. I ain't here to tell you, but god dang. Let's go to the chat room real quick. We got a new chat in there. This is from Tiffany Eddington. Jed's there too. Sue Langford. Proud of you, Pappy. I didn't see the other Jed, but this says, I'm also drinking a 40 ounce. Oh, Jed. He's having a Mickey's having some St. Ives, small nigga. Let's see. Tiffany says, good luck with your journey. The healthy road is not an easy one to take, but looks like you have a great tribe cheering you on. Doesn't it make looking forward to meeting those goals so much sweeter? And it does. We got, and whoever Smalls 1973 is watching you on the big 64-inch TV. I don't know who Smalls 1973 is, but that's the year I was born. That is awesome. Is that U.S.? Is that you? Oh, that's not you. Okay, cool. Sue Langford goes on YouTube. Melissa. Hey, Melissa, what's up? I should have put that together. Melissa, what is going on? Melissa's on YouTube. Yes, that helps our numbers. Hey, Jed, if you're going to watch the show, if you could watch it on YouTube, that would be really awesome. you'd help our minutes. Anybody watching on YouTube, you're helping our minutes. And we can tell who's on YouTube because, got that. Oh, by the way, here's my thoughts for the day. I wanted to share these with you. Pray that you have enough terror to be frightened of your own deceit. And the other one being strive to be grateful in spite of suffering. And that was important to me. Like, pray that you have enough terror to be frightened of your own deceit. As you go into something like this, it's tough. And you will talk yourself into a bunch of lies. And that's the thing. Your mind is a little liar box, little liar box. And you have to be brave against yourself to quit lying to yourself about a lot of things to get this thing going on. And it's really intense, but it's really doable, and it's really life-saving. So that's one of the things I pray for as we look at that. And then the other one that I had here was strive to be grateful in spite of suffering. When you're suffering, and it's not even just through a gastric bypass, it's like one of the messages I wanted to get out in this. You're suffering, man. Find the things that are grateful. Find the things that you can look and go, I may be suffering, but it's because I'm leading to this. I'm going to this, and I'm going to lead to this. But this is a practice run for this. I'm going to take this suffering right now, but it's going to lead me here. You have to connect it to something that it's leading to. If you don't, you drown in all that stuff. All right, let's get back to it, Wes. One of these two, like, for instance, I drive the bike a lot. I'm always on the bike. And so when you're on the bike, you got to be clever and take things with you, or when you're in the car, your truck, whatever you're using. So let's go to the next clip here. What was that next clip? So, oh yeah, these are the things that I'm having to do. So this is my bag that I take with me, my mobile bag. And so here's the app. That's where I prick my finger to test my blood sugars. I've got them down from the 700s to the 300s to the 200s. I am now in the 90s. And that's my Lancet. That's my insulin right there. That's part of the reed strips for the blood. There's my metformin. Then they got the atorvastatin for the cholesterol. You got the aspirin. So there's just a little bag. There was actually a machine in there that they had for me in the hospital. And I used that. And, took the machine out to use it to take it as a mobile carrying device. Those are my little prickers right there to prick my finger with and things like that. And so creating that bag. So I have a drawer at home, and I take that bag with me everywhere. So no matter where I'm at, and that's the thing, you have to prepare for when you don't have what's at your home. And that's why I decided to create a mobile thing everywhere I went. And so I bring my insulin with me. I bring my metformin, my gabapentin, my atorvastatin. I've never, you learn all these damn words when you get sick. It's like learning a new language. But the metformin is what they give you to help control, a lot of what's going into the insulin from the Lantus. That's the big gray things right there. It's things that stick in me. The atorvastatin helps with the cholesterol. The aspirin helps in the blood. The gabapentin helps with my feet and some of the issues there. And so just taking all that and then, pricking your finger, reading your blood sugars. This is all important stuff. I just, you guys wanted to know. I'm letting you know. I'm coming at you with all the stuff. I hope this is still good for you. Here's an example of what it looks like. Let's go to the next clip. Here's the example of what it looks like going to the motorcycle. I think this is finally that part. Going there. But Missy's been an adult. Look at her. She's getting everything ready. She's been working this whole table, doing her thing. She's getting me prepped up, ready to go. And that's been great. Anyway, without taking too much of time, for everybody that's been checking in, man. Then we go to the motorcycle for the love of Jesus. And it's not a perfect show, but it's good. There I am, the beautiful Indian. Yes. Can you look back there? I got the Premier proteins. I got my Gatorade Zeros. I got the waters. I put a liner inside my bag to keep it cold, and it works. Sometimes take a bag of ice to do that, and it works. It works really well. So that was a good thing for me. Keeping myself hydrated, keeping myself, if I can't get to a meal, if I can't get some, bam, I got the 30 grams of the Premier Protein, bam. Let's go to the chat room real quick, just in case anybody has any questions here. All right, Smells, well, let's, Chantel swapped over from Facebook. She left Book of Faces to go to YouTube. Chantel, what's up, girl? How you doing? Still reading your books, by the way. I was just she gave me a couple books. I was actually reading one last night with Missy in bed. Things to tell yourself. Things to tell yourself. Positive influx there. Sue Language says baby fruit applesauce is good in a couple of. Hey, the applesauce was great. That ended up being like a treat. You are exactly right, Sue. The applesauce was great. And for those of you watching on Facebook right now, thank you. We are coming to the big end as we're getting approaching towards the end here. You know, I did get back to the solid food. I did get back to some of that. And, you know, like I said, it's been small little pieces and just pieces of meat. And, you know, I mean, I can't even tell you. I did go after the trip and I went to McDonald's. So the kids wanted to go and I tried to avoid the McDonald's. Missy got insane. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to give this a shot. Normally, I would go in and, you know what? I'm going to save this for the mental aspect. I'll save it for the mental aspect. All right, what was I going to say for the physical aspect? You know, the people ask me the physical aspect of this. You know, you do lose a lot of weight quick. One thing I did learn is that there is stalls. And there's people said, well, the week 3 stalls is not just week 3. One thing I found out from research and my own personal journey, there were stalls in the weight loss week 2 to week 5. The initial weight, well, I mean, do we have a picture of me at the hospital the day of the surgery? Or is that later?
That's later.
Okay. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that one too. But we had, and if you can get to that picture, if you can just get to that picture of me at 361.
Yeah.
And that is the book right there. What's it say when you talk to yourself? Probably my all-time favorite book ever. And did you put the notes in there, Chantel? Because I read some great notes in there. There's a pink highlighter, and there was some really neat notes. The book is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And it's one of the things with the No Excuse Warrior. In the spiritual growth, I've been learning from others, you know, books that were important to you guys out there. I've been reading those books as well as my own books. And that's part of the spiritual growth. We'll get into that a little bit later as we finish it. Yeah, show me the photo right now real quick. It's whenever you're ready. I hear him hitting the button. It's not like he's not trying. I'm gonna take a sip of this water real quick. Yeah. So it's just not going to it? Okay, before it messes up everything else, I just don't want to. Yeah. I thought it'd be as easy as just clicking the picture.
Right. It's
Okay, don't worry about it. Okay. So in the physical aspect, week 2 to 5, I would strongly encourage not weighing yourself every week. Don't weigh yourself. Don't weigh yourself every day. Try to stay to once a week. I definitely was weighing myself every day. And even though I got a pretty strong mind, I was getting a little frustrated. I mean, I remember getting stuck at like 336, and I was so excited because I hadn't been below 333 in like 10 years. You know, I've been thin most of my life and in shape most of my life, but then I got out of shape for the last 12 years. And so it had been about 10 years since I'd been 333 or below, and I was like at 336, 336, 336. It was like, dang it. And that lasted like over a week. And then on top of that, I got into the 320s where I'm at now. And I slowly have been going through the 320s, but you can still see it in the face. If you can see it in the face, by the way, hit the heart buttons if you're on Facebook, or hit a comment right now. Hit a comment on YouTube, bust a comment down below and say something like, if you feel it, like, there you go. But if you think, Pappy, you look great, put it in the comments below, because that's also going to help our channel. If you think I look great and you think I've been doing good, let's see, when you or someone you love gets sick, you become a real good shade tree nurse real fast. I learned so many things after my mom got cancer. Yes, those are my notes. So those are your notes. And what a pleasure it is to get a book from you, my friend, and be able to see your notes and see your thoughts and your journey of what you took out of the book. And you can tell I've been reading the book, you know, because like I said, there's written notes, there's the pink highlighter notes. So I really appreciate you giving me that book out there, and I'll get that back to you. I'm almost done with it. Very positive book. So if you haven't read that, guys, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Positive reinforcement to yourself. I'm going to get to that a little later. Again, a lot of this is my final summation. And she's right. When you get sick, I've learned so much from Missy. So much. She not only went through the gastric sleeve, but as she was going through the gastric sleeve, it helped her find a lump in her breast, and then they found her cancer. She ended up with a double mastectomy. Oh my God, my girl's been through so much. And she just keeps fighting. She's a warrior. She keeps fighting. So the physical aspect, weeks 2 to 5 was that. There are some things with the surgery. Right after the surgery, you got the swelling. and things like that. You're gonna have to take it easy. I was being a bad boy with that, but I was also trying to be good. I was having a hard time taking it easy. That's not. I mean, hello, I'm happy. But I really am an above average, like, go-getter in a lot of things and stuff. So when I get on there, she goes, can totally tell the difference from the beginning of your journey to now. Sue says, love the Indian. Melissa, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me that you can tell that. And Sue, that also means a lot to me because I love my Indian motorcycle. I love it. I love it. I love it. The even now, as in week 4 of the physical, I'm actually now in week 4 able to go swimming. Eli, shut up! Dude, it's the same person that's lived here for 10 months. Small dogs. Lovely. At any rate, week 4 now goes into the swimming. Here in 2 weeks, I can do the heavy lifting. But the thing is, if those of you that have been watching my story know that I've did the backyard for Missy. So I got a lot of help. I don't have my full powers back yet, but I'm getting there. And so I'm doing the swimming. But I noticed I was in Pagosa, I was in Uray, and I was doing laps, you know, because I was like, let's go. I'm going to do laps. Everybody's in the hot springs. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get there. I just got to do some laps. Got to work out. I want to lose this weight. The stomach is not still used to the lacerations, some of the stuff. So like the American crawl was a little hard. I do not have my full strength back because my stomach's not there with it all. So I don't have the full capacity of certain things, anything that requires major lifting. They don't want you to lift anything heavier than 15 pounds. So keep that in mind. Let's get to the mental aspect of things, man. Let's get to the mental side. What's that?
So you talk about the thing. So
yeah. So yeah, we're at the mental aspect 5C. So at any rate, as we go into the middle, hit me with what we got there so I can talk about that because I don't know where it is.
That was the short video.
Okay, cool. So in the middle aspect, yeah, I just want to make sure we got some, video going with this as we're getting used to doing this. In the middle aspect, people would think that it's hard to watch everybody eat. I remember specifically when we were working hard in the yard, and some friends came by. I know Wes was a big part of helping create Missy's Labor of Love project. My son on Father's Day, Josh, the guy that lives downstairs, he was also a big help. And so there was a day, everybody's hungry, and I want to help people, so I order pizza. There's certain days like that where I look at the pizza and I was like, oh man, boy, could I bite into that. And I would get weird thoughts in my head, and sit there and go, like, is this even going to work? I'm going to just go back to eating pizza. Oh my God, is it even going to work? Folks, you go take a bite of food and you start getting full quick. I mean, you have to pick your battles. You get to cut the meat and you better cut it small. You better chew it a lot, swallow it. I just had a doctor visit today at 2:15. And Dr. Brown told me to take my phone. He told me to take my phone. My amazing iPhone that's better than Samsung. I'm filming on the Samsung. I gave it back to get the iPhone. But 40 seconds, to set a 40-second timer so that when I take a bite of food and I chew it up, after I chew it up, that when I swallow it, to leave 40 seconds between the next bite. And here's where we get into the mental aspect. This has changed everything. Everything. This has changed the way I've looked at food. It's where I looked at myself. It gave me a mirror right there. A chance to dance with my own nightmares. When I used to go to McDonald's, I'll get back now. It's that McDonald's story I was going to get back to. We got to the end, and I didn't want to go to McDonald's, and I almost got home. I am literally hungry. Like, please, I'm sorry. Can we do this? And I'm like, okay. And I said, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to do a cheeseburger. I went and got a cheeseburger from McDonald's. Now, normally, I would have gotten probably 2 McDoubles, take the pickles off, add mac sauce, 2 hot spicy McChickens, a fried, possibly large fry. Tell myself that I was sharing them with Wes, but still eat most of them. And then like a large Coke of some sort. And I mean, I'm blasting myself with calories. I took 1 cheeseburger. I didn't put the Big Mac sauce on it. It took me 40 minutes to eat the cheeseburger, and I didn't even eat all of it. It was one of the only times I've really had the bread thing and this and that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some great stuff that ends up happening. I just turned a corner last night. Missy made a great meal for us, for Wes and Josh and myself, and Mama helped. And there was a little piece of steak on there. There was, instead of a baked potato, little mashed potatoes, and I still got to put a little bit of. I mean, when I say little, I mean like I had a little bit, like a dollop. I knew the word dollop. I never utilized it. You know, I used the words guzzle. You know, but I had a dollop. Yeah, what a fun word to say, dollop. So anyway, I had a dollop. Had a dollop of mashed potatoes. I put a little cheese in there. I put a little bacon and a little chives, a little bit. Had a little bit of salad that had Italian dressing on, little bit, with a little bit of tomato, a little bit of cucumber. And then they had this one bread that I think was from Cheesecake Factory or something like that. And it was really good. It's like a pumpernickel, like that really brown bread with the white oats on it. I mean, I literally had like that. That's about how big it was right there. I mean, like that was it. And I took my small bites, and it took me about 40 minutes to eat all that. I was drinking an unsweetened tea with a sweetener in it, and it was delicious, and I felt good. But I look at these plates, and I look at all this stuff. I'm sitting there going like, holy crap. Like, this has changed everything. This has changed everything. And it's good, because I'll never be that big again. And while I had to take some sacrifices and get a surgery and do all those things, I'll never have to be that big. I'll never be that big again. I'll never be able to eat that much again. So to save my toes and to do all that kind of stuff, yeah, it was great. It's been great so far. I still have a long time to go. You know, a lot of people, like, they see me 30 days later and they expect me to lose 100 pounds. It's not how it works. Thank you. I wish it did. But I'm also glad it didn't, because I don't want to just be I don't want to be walking around like a ball sack. But the thing is that, you know, this weight will come off roughly about 3 to 4 pounds a week is where we want to be at. Now, I lost the initial 40 pounds. So I started at 408, and on my own, busting my butt and really hard, I started at 408 and worked all the way down to the 350, 360. I bounced between those two. When the feet thing came up, the gastric sleeve, boom. And then down from 360 to more. I got to 351 at the hospital, and then I'm down now to 322, 321, 322. So we're 22 pounds away from being below 300. That's my two biggest things. When I turn around, when I'm sideways, or anybody looks at me sideways or takes a picture of me sideways, I used to hate that. I always want to be seen frontal, you know, but when I'm sideways, I didn't want to look like the Liberty Bell, you know. And then, you know, and I want to be below 300. So those are the two biggest things that I would say with the physical mentality and the mental mentality of it. You know, that's the really two biggest things. Everything else will come with it. Now I get to go to Vasa. And, you know, we're going to go through this thing. So here's let's go through the final thoughts. That's what we're doing. Let's go through the final thoughts, and we'll take you through the rest of my thoughts going on here. And again, Chuck's not going to be able to make it. So let's go to final thoughts. About many other things that I know you guys are curious about. But as we go through this and go ahead and start hitting through it, Wes, you know, like, here's the things I was looking at, you know, like, okay, so all right. So a lot of people ask, you know, what's the spiritual? You know, it's relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. So screw the physical, screw all the physical stuff that we're worried about. Forget the material things. This is the spiritual part of the spiritual, physical, financial. This is affecting the human spirit, the soul. This is what you have to look forward to with this show. And this is what this surgery and more has born out of me, as well as some of the other journeys I've taken, including the motorcycle rep. So when people ask you, what is the spiritual thing? Does it have to do with God? Yes. Praise God. I love God. I couldn't do anything without God. If you're not into God, you need to grab Buddha or Taoism or something, because you can't do this world alone. You can't. You need to have something more than friends. You definitely need something more than Netflix, booze, or video games. So spiritual. When we talk about the spiritual, physical, financial, it's the spiritual part is relating to or affecting the human spirit. Affecting the human spirit. Do you see that? Relating to it. Relating to the soul. This is the stuff. This is the good stuff we're getting into. This is what it's about. Here's where I was. This is not me today. Do you remember this picture on Facebook? I took this in Bassett, and tonight or tomorrow morning, Wes and I are deciding, I will take these pictures again and see where I'm at. And that was me working on shit. That was me feeling good. Remember that, Wes? I took these pictures and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing great. But look at that. Now, that is definitely not the person I am right now. But I gotta find that damn shirt. That's the other thing. I don't know where that damn shirt went. When you look at the financial, this is a piece of art that Missy bought, but I took a picture of the art because it really reached out to me. It's called the Money Trap. She got this at Poor Richards downtown. It's always plugging the 719 stuff. But she got this at Poor Richards downtown. It's called the Money Trap. You know, like, yeah, there's people that get caught up in having the money and this and that, but there's also people that get caught up in not having it. And in the financial part of this that we talk about, we're going to be leading you through all kinds of things. You know, I'm giving this is the final thoughts, right? This is what is it you got to look forward to? We've come up with some things. We got like the shield plan we're going to share. Here's a little sneak peek. It's where 70% of your money goes to bills and fun, and then 10%, give to a charity or a tithe or something that you believe that's good. 10%, put it towards your investments, another 10% to your side hustle. And hey, if you don't have your bills right to where you can do 70, then start with 97 and then do 111. But this is the shield plan we'll get in. We also have the sword. Some of the stuff that we've come up with, these are things that I have put together here. Savings with optimal rapid development. You don't just put money under your mattress. That's the old way your grandma used to do it. Okay? We've moved past Generation X. There are tons of ways that you can put money away and it will grow while you're sleeping. It will grow with rapid development. And so we'll be talking about that in the financial segment. What else do we got? We got challenges. I asked myself the other day, what do we do to truly challenge ourselves anymore? I know life challenges come up, but what contests do we put ourselves in? What dares do we take? What abilities do we unlock? And when it's difficult, what is it that we do to make sure that we get through it? And part of this show is me going through mine so that you can see somebody do it. And I may not be the perfect anything. I may not be the right, specimen for what you would say is the right challenge, but I'm doing it. I'm putting the challenge in front of you. I'm putting it right in front of your face. I'm doing the contest. I'm doing the dares. I'm unlocking my abilities for you to watch, for you to help me with, for you to see this happening. But what are you doing out there? Are you just watching Netflix? Are you just going to bars? Are you just playing video games? That won't cut it. It's not enough. I look around and all I see is Facebook fights. Everywhere I'm looking, and you're sick of it. You guys are leaving it. When the epidemic stuff was going and the political stuff was going, there was the Pee-wee, MeWee, PewDiePie, whatever that MeWee, the other website. I see people fighting and going after everything. I see it in sports. I see it this. I see, and each side has their own lunatic. One side has this one, the other side has that one. And they're all going crazy, and then nobody knows if they're set up or if they're contrived. And you see, I had Wes pull this poster. I love this poster because it sends a good point. To me, we are all capable of being heroes. Every one of us is capable of being a hero. And you got Iron Man and Captain America here with Falcon and stuff and Scarlet. But you got the things that are happening that's, united we stand, divided we fall. We've heard about that. But you almost feel like there's all this hate and anxiety and civil war. So if you're not challenging yourself, and if I can't use this podcast to get out, that's how I'm going to fight this. I don't want anybody to get bloody. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I want somebody to be able to watch this, maybe watch my transformation, maybe watch my research, maybe watch what I'm bringing to the table to you, because I care about you. I care about humanity. I don't want to see a civil war. We're good people. Look at that. They were all friends at one point. That was the point of the movie, and then they're all against each other. I don't want that. I don't want to look across from you guys. And as we keep moving forward, last year we kind of did this backwards. We meant to do No Excuse Warrior last year, but the need was so high, we put 719 go first. And I wasn't ready. You talk about a challenge, I wasn't ready. You talk about unlocking abilities, Wes wasn't ready. None of us were ready. We had to learn, this beautiful Facebook screening you're seeing and how to do YouTube and all this, that. And that is a legitimate look at me. I don't know who took that picture, but that's a legitimate look at the concern that was on me last year, and of course you can see the weight, but that's what I was going through, and I thought, my God, these people are hemorrhaging, shutdowns ruin towns, all this stuff. We raised $125,000 last year, and you know we were broke. I mean, we were broke, but as we're going through this is the guy that showed up at the hospital. I mean, that is the guy. And I'm not even trying to push out the gun. Those are how fatty my arms are. You know, this was June 8th, 2021 this year, 351 and a half. This was early in the morning, about 4 in the morning. We had just gotten back from, I think, Parker. I think we got back from our trip down in Arizona with Missy. And I had to go inside to a bathroom, and the main hospital wasn't open for some reason. I don't know what all. But the offices on the side were, and they were under construction. I walked by this window, and it was a reflection. This picture, I made it more artistic, but this was the reflection that I was looking at. This is who I was. This is who you saw. Maybe you saw something different. Maybe you saw my soul and spirit and never saw my body. You know, I know that some of you out there look to me that way. But I see that guy, stubby fingers, you know, looking like the Liberty Bell, you know, just cracked in the head and, you know, just feeling bad. And that's the guy that was staring back at me. And that's the thing that's tough, is looking at our own reflection, isn't it? Staring at that guy right there and saying, okay, I'm going to do something to change all this. And that was after work. That was after doing good work. That was after really putting in the work, man. That was really, you know, that was a week of, you know, nothing but liquids and still being that. So I get it when you're frustrated. You've done a week of sacrifice. And that's the thing that I'm telling you about. Like, strive to be grateful in spite of your suffering. Strive to be grateful in spite of your suffering. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you guys. That's what it is. You gotta strive to be grateful in spite of your suffering. I didn't cut out 85% of my stomach to not open 100% of my eyes. And, you know, this gastric thing has made me, you know, spiritual, physical, and financial. It's all part of the No Excuse Warrior. And as I leave you guys today, you know, I put on there the other day is like, I did have a vision while I was out. I did have a vision. And once again, Chuck won't be here for the interview. He's feeling under the weather, but we're giving all our best to Chuck, and we're going to try and get that interview in the next 2 days. Hopefully he feels better. But I had a vision. I was out in Pagosa Springs. You know, we went with the first trip. Went to Missy's cousin. Missy has a cousin, Mike, who had a wife that passed away from cancer, Christy, and went out there to Ehrenberg, Arizona, across from Blythe, California. Had a lovely river down there. They got a nice, lovely home down there. Played piano for them, and that was a challenge because I didn't know anybody. So I had to reach out to those people and give them comfort without making it too sad, but not making it too, you know, upbeat, you know, find that right balance. And God was with me and helped me, and all those lovely people were there. We went up to Parker. We did that. Then we went to do the surgery. But then I went to, we went out to, I think it was Pagosa Springs first. Was it Pagosa Springs that I went to first? Where did I go to? I don't know. We went to Pagosa Springs, ended up going to Durango, and then taking the $1 Million Highway. And I hadn't been on the $1 Million Highway yet. I had planned to do that, you know, ride my bike. I will do that this summer. And then I got to Ouray. And let's go ahead and go to the comments too, in case anybody wants to jump in. I don't know if anybody has said anything. Sue has definitely said some things. So yeah, no, thank you, Sue. Thank you, man. Trying to do it right, you know. I started going through, and by the way, what's the number?
We've gone to.
Okay, so at the end of the day, I was taken by the beauty, and I realized something. I don't want to just be in the cities anymore. You know, my roots were the country roots, and I want to be out. I want to be out and about. And I used to be really active. I used to be a skier. I used to be a hiker. I used to do all those types of things. And so I had a vision of bringing myself back to that, and in that vision, how I can help other people. And that is not only have the No Excuse Warrior podcast, but build over the next year or two, year and a half, because we're on a 2-year mission right now. We started in May. So what are we, 2 months into this mission, right? We started in May. So we're 2 months into the No Excuse Warrior mission. We got 22 months left. But in the next 22 months, in this 2-year project that we're doing with No Excuse Warrior, I'm going to create no excuse adventures. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab life by the horns. I want to make a big move down to Durango or Ouray, somewhere there, probably closer to Durango. But, looking at, we've been looking at some things. We're not moving tomorrow. We're not moving next month. I still have a year of getting my body right. So we're not leaving right away. Still doing 719. We'll always have 719. We'll always be getting money donated to 719. I'll always come back to Colorado Springs for a portion of the summer, for a little portion of the summer. But I think it's time for me to move on. And I want to live my life with excitement. I don't want to live, work, play. I want to live to play for work. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to show it on this channel. And you're going to see the evolution in that meaning of living to play for work. I don't want to be in an office. I don't want to be in that. I want to be skiing. I want to be snowshoeing. I want to be doing the razor. I want to ride horses, and, I want to be back on horses, and I want to be, doing whitewater rafting, and I want to take people on tours. And maybe through this No Excuse Warrior journey, I can not only take them outdoors and get them to smell the outdoors, because when you smell the outdoors, it changes your life. The big 3 things that I'm up against that I say, I don't like this Netflix thing, I'm not saying never watch Netflix. I'm not saying that. But this Netflix marathon where it's all you do, you just sit on the couch and just waste away. That is not what we were designed for. When you sit there and go to bars every night and all the drama that comes with bars and all the drinking and all that, it just looks like horses at a trough. We're just standing. Nobody's doing shit. And then you look at, video games. People just sitting away, waiting. No. And you wonder why there's so much anxiety. You wonder why there's so much depression. You wonder why there's so much of this animosity. You wonder why so many people are fighting. I went to the Colorado Hotel in Glenwood Springs. That's where we finished the trip. And they have it a lot just as it was back in the 1800s, back when Teddy Roosevelt was there and all that type of stuff. You know what I saw? Tons of sitting, tons of tables and chairs, different types of tables and chairs all throughout the hotel. You know why? Because people used to love to talk to each other. And yeah, you could sit there and say, yeah, well, that's all they had. Well, then that was enough. That's what people had, was each other. We missed that. We don't have each other anymore. We're not doing that anymore. And we've got to get back to that. And we can get back to that. And I aim to go back to those things. And if I can create a ranch, and this is what I sat down with Missy and talked to her about. I want to create a ranch. I want to get a piece of land and slowly build it piece by piece by piece. And I'm going to do this on No Excuse Warrior. You're going to watch it happen. Missy's behind it. Wes is behind it. Josh is behind it. We got a small team behind it. And it's something that we want. Missy needs to get some places away. She needs a summer place where she gets away from the winter. The cancer has ravaged her the way she can't handle that stuff. So there's things we're looking at, in Arizona and in Mexico. And then in the mountains, she also wants to be able to live with, the beautiful mountains that I see, but, it's going to be a while before we can actually totally get away from the Springs. So it's not an overnight thing, but I'm going to build it. I'm going to build it over the next 2 years. You're going to watch it right here on No Excuse Warrior. And maybe I can save some lives. Maybe there's a drunk dad out there that if I get him outdoors and I show him, I take him on a horse ride, I take him out whitewater rafting. There's no excuse not to have adventures, and that's why I'm going to call it No Excuse Adventures. And in honor of Missy's dear friend that died, Temple, who died of a brain aneurysm, 39 years old, with her kids in her arms in bed, we're going to call it, I told her, I came up with this for, I presented it to Missy, presented it to Wes, presented it to Josh, and it's, my goal is the Temple Hope Ranch. That's what I'm going to make. My goal, my vision, my direction is the Temple Hope Ranch. And I hope that other people will find hope there. I hope that people bring their families there. I hope that they put down their iPads and their phones and ride horses and do archery and go fishing and ride razors and go whitewater rafting and maybe go skiing with me. I am buying a ski pass this winter. I'm going to go with my son. I'm going to go with Wes. I'm going to be very active. I'm going to go snowshoeing with my buddy Tim Crippen, where you put the 20-pound pack on, you go out in the woods for 3 days snowshoeing. I'm going to be doing active things. I'm going to be filming it. We're going to be getting more GoPros. We got more GoPros. We're getting all this stuff because I want to show people how to live. Not that you got to do everything I'm doing, but if I can go out there and turn this around, if I can go grab a dream and grab a vision, then what are you capable of? It's a lot more than all the anxiety and depression I'm seeing, and that's why those damn news outlets are winning. That's why they're winning. They're winning because they got us in like cattle, man. They got the blinders on. We're sitting there in the barn house, and they got us going through the chutes, and they're all like, nah. Everybody hates you. Nah. You know, wave your party flag. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. You know, I'm overzealous. I am a zealot. I'm a jerk. I'm an asshole. I'm a prick. This guy's bad. This guy's bad. And everybody sounds like Jar Jar Binks to me. You know, that's what everybody sounds like. And, oh, John Tynan, good to see you. We'll visit for sure. Love that area. Hey, John, I'm telling you, you will be down there, and this is going to happen. And if you know anything about me, if you're watching this and you know anything about me, look at me right now. Everything I've ever set my heart on, I have accomplished and done. And when you look back at my resume, you need to kind of put that into context. This will happen. I'm a dreamer that does, okay? And there's a lot of dream stealers out there. But I am a dream warrior. I'm a no-excuse warrior. And if you look back at my career, I said I was going to do stand-up comedy. I said I was going to tour doing stand-up. People thought I was crazy. I did it. My mom thought I was crazy. I did it. I wrote my comedy. I did my comedy. I went regional. I didn't go national because I switched to what? I taught myself how to play piano in 30 days, and I became a dueling piano player at Rum Bay, downtown Colorado Springs, where the mansion is. And while I was doing that, I went in and got my own radio show. I started in overnights, and I said I'll have a morning show. And what ended up happening? I started with overnights, and I got in a lot of trouble because I went to my own rules, and I created the Freak Show with Pappy. And I didn't even have permission to create that show. I just did it anyway. And they had lists of songs that I was supposed to play. Nope. David Gray, Babylon, you're out of here. I'm going to find a trucker's luggage. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we did. And what ended up happening later? Manifestation. Manifestation. And I wasn't sitting at home watching movies and just sitting in bars doing nothing. I taught myself how to play piano, and I gave myself a trade, and I took that piano, and I got to play around the world. I got to play in Curaçao and St. Martin and Amsterdam. And I mean, these examples have already happened. Then I get back home, 2005. I end up taking into I'm playing at Bada Bing. Remember Bada Bing, the old icon? I'm playing at Bada Bing. And then I end up going to the Fox Sports Dream Job competition. Man, I end up winning that thing. I end up becoming one of the 5 finalists. And then I spent like a year and a half. I'm covering the Broncos, the Avalanche, the Colorado Springs Mammoth. I literally have sat down and just chatted with Tom Brady and Doug Flutie, John Elway. I mean, I've just, all these people. I've walked in Invesco Field. I've walked across the field while you guys watched me. And like, oh my God, it's Pappy. The guy that was the comedian, the guy that was the boxer, the guy that was the dueling piano player, the guy that became covering the Broncos, the guy that, you know, toured around the world, the guy that came home, the guy that built 719 Co. You know, God has blessed me with lots of gifts, but I have to use them, and you have gifts too, and you have to use them. And we have got to break this crap where we're just staying at home and we're just listening to crap on TV that's just turning us into mindless zombies. So yes, my vision is to create this No Excuse Warrior podcast. Over the 2 years, we are back to our consistency with this. We have been really working hard on this stuff and change and within that, showing you No Excuse Adventures. It'll be a for-profit. It will be a for-profit, but I will give away trips to people. I will have stories brought in. That's why I'm working on this. I've been working on the guitar. It's why? So I can sing around a campfire. It's hard to lug a piano out to a campfire. And plus, the piano's made of wood. So it freaking burns. Okay? That is where we're going. That's the vision. That's why I'm moving. But I will always have a little foot in Colorado Springs. I will always visit. We're not going anywhere in a year. And plus, there's all kinds of other things. Like, I'll be going down there a lot with Wes. You may see us turning a school bus into an RV. You may see us doing an RV. I know that we're going to bring back the flipping game. We're going to be flipping motorcycles and cars and RVs to afford this stuff. This is all stuff you get to watch here. We're going to be doing crypto. We're going to be doing stocks. We're going to be doing side investing. We're going to be doing financial talks. We're going to be doing the physical stuff. You're going to see the weight training. You're going to see the yoga. You're going to see all the different things. You're going to see me step into the MMA ring one more time in the ring. You're going to see Wes and I climb all the 14ers in Colorado. We got a lot of work to do. Because here's the crazy thing. I want to see if we can pull this off before I turn 50. I'm 48 now. The clock's ticking. This is all what's in the No Excuse Warrior that you can be watching. I promise you, one way or another, we are going to have an episode of some sort, even if I got to hold the damn phone up to me and we can't have a big production. I promise you, we will have a weekly episode. What we're trying to do with that is have the Wednesday episode go out. We'll see if that, we're trying to find the way it works the best, but the Wednesday episode, and then we'll chop that thing up into the different things that we're talking about, put that on YouTube. And every week I'll be creating some sort of video that shows you what I've been through. Now, a lot of it's going to be stuff that's already happened, like a week before, but that's so I can be caught up in what I'm doing with you guys. So all this is happening here at No Excuse Warrior to where we can create no excuse adventures. That's my vision. That's why I'm leaving Colorado Springs. And, I want to build the ranch. That's my vision, is to build the Temple Hope Ranch for Missy's best friend Temple, and to honor Missy, to honor Temple. And in building that ranch, I want to leave that for Temple's kids and my kids and Missy's kid, and give those children something to look up to and give them a legacy that those boys can look up to and say that their mother's name is on top of the ranch. Nice big ranch entrance and stuff. So we're going to be looking at land, trying to find stuff that has water, a big piece of acreage, and we'll pray that God guides us there. Right now, none of that's there. Right now, I got a lot of re-improving to do. I got to continue this gastric sleeve. I got to continue this whole entire journey. So that's where it's at. I hope you tell others. I hope you bring others to the podcast. We're trying to make it as interesting as we can, but I love you guys. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. And if I can grab all my research and do all my experiments and show you through this lens what it's like to go after your dreams, it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what financial position you're in. It doesn't matter if you have a disability. It does not matter. There are obstacles within each of those, and everybody's facing an obstacle. But what gets the job done is, yes, partly bootstraps. But you also have to refresh the mind. You have to sharpen the saw. This is a saw. This is what saws through all those blocks of wood that come and get in your way. And this is what you got to use this. You got to resharpen this thing. And it involves reading, involves research, watching podcasts, you doing things, getting out. And you're going to see me with that theme. And lastly, I'll leave this. I'm getting off the main page of Facebook. All I'll have is the Pappy Sorellis. I'm going after this dream and this dream only. I'm eliminating a lot of things that are distracting me. It could mean that I take the 719 Co. Facebook off, still keep the website, because I just need to unload information there and leave it for you guys to then take and have more fun with Colorado Springs. But the Big Pappy and the Trash Can is going off Facebook. Doesn't mean the Big Pappy and Trash Can aren't going to play together, but the Big Pappy and Trash Can is going off Facebook. The No Excuse Warrior on Facebook is actually going to go off Facebook. The 719 Co, I'm pretty sure, is going to go off Facebook. My Mud account, Pappy Sorellis account, is going off Facebook. And by the way, when you start adding these up, you start understanding how much, I've been doing. That ain't even count the TikTok account, the Snapchat, the Instagram accounts, and this, that, and whatever. But I am putting it all under the Pappy Sorellis stuff, and I'm going to focus on that with Facebook, with Instagram. Instagram, I really want to be about capturing pictures, and I want to have some, maybe some good sayings here and there, but mostly pictures. I really want that Instagram, the No Excuse Warrior Instagram, which is under my name. All of it is Pappy Sorellis. This is my journey. This is my experiment. This is my test. This is my testament to all you guys. The YouTube channel is where we're growing everything, and for the videos and to get this documented out there. And the nice thing is, when I look back, I can see all these videos and be like, wow, this has been a hell of a journey. So, if you've known me a long time and you've seen me, becoming the comedian, becoming the dueling piano player, becoming the award-winning sports talk radio show host along with Tony Desiri, Tony D. We won 2 awards with that. If you were there and witnessed me becoming not just a local guy playing at 32 Blue and at Bada Bing, but playing in Aruba and St. Martin and Curacao and playing and all around the stuff, and you know that I mean business. You saw 719 go get creative in front of your face. It's not going anywhere. We love 719. We love what Ink 182 did with my logo here in the back. 719 is not going anywhere, but we are building ourselves up. It's going to be an adventure. It's going to be exciting, and you're going to want to keep up. And it's about all of us winning together, not just one person showing off cars or one person, showing off, girlfriend's butt. This is about us being together. You can come with us. You can come win with us. And we're going to build something that you can come and enjoy. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to build something that you can come and enjoy with your family too. You can touch it and be a part of it. This is the only thing like this on YouTube. Nobody in YouTube, even all the famous ones. I mean, Tony Robbins, you got to go to his seminar and stuff. But you can actually come to this ranch and you can feel Temple's presence. You can feel the hope. You can reset. You can get out of Colorado Springs for a minute and let me tell you something. That southwest area of Colorado, holy moly. I wasted a lot of years not going down there. And I'm going to show it all to you. And I'm going to take you and guide you through it while I go and learn some things myself. I'll be weighing myself either tonight or tomorrow, taking pictures. I don't know. What do you want to do, Wes? You want to do it tonight, or you just want to do it first thing in the morning? You want to meet me at the Vasa at Fillmore?
Yeah, we can do that.
I know that's not the one we took the pictures at, but, I'll be, because I'm going to Missy's house tonight, but okay, we'll do that tomorrow morning, and not early morning, but, 6. But at any rate, thank you everybody for watching. What do we got for the count right now? Show me the count. Okay, cool. Wow, 15 still left over. That's good. All right, well, thank you for watching. This has been my update. If anybody asks me on Facebook, this and that, this is where I'm taking them. We do have the Saturday show, the fundraiser for Chuck, for him to get a second heart. I'm going to try and get him interviewed and things like that. Thanks for watching. And if you're watching the rebroadcast, thanks for coming in and doing that. Make sure to comment. Make sure to live. Make sure to unleash the new. Make sure to go after it. Don't just watch Netflix all day. Don't just go to bars every day. Don't just play video games all day. Get outdoors. Stare at trees. Walk into the mountains. Breathe something. Get out of here. Go on a trip. Make it work somehow, some way. I want you all to live because that's what we're going to be doing. This is Pappy Sorellis. West VKCO is the producer of this show. And this is Pappy Sorellis saying, see you bye and keep fighting, my warriors. Thanks for watching another episode of No Excuse Warrior. It's time to unleash the new. Tune in every Wednesday and keep fighting, everybody.